magnitude and the way we treated it was very much so that that's the only thing on our calendar, is emotional. And whether it's a high or a low, emotional peaks and valleys are difficult to get over. But, the good thing we have about this group, and not just the team, but everybody in this building, is quite experienced and has had a few days in this business. Everybody knows and understands it moves on without you, whether you're ready or not. And that's been the messaging the past 2 days. And from what I can see in training today, guys are in a good space and ready to perform tomorrow. And it's just the reality. So we would love to take more time to properly digest and to dissect what happened, but we don't have it. And we will move on. And maybe you and I can sit down and talk about what happened another day.
It's a date.
Okay.
That's a big cliche where they say it's good to get back on the field, but in this case you would say, like, we really want to digest it kind of.
Ask me tomorrow after the game what's good and what's not good. I think there's pros and cons either way you look at it. I think the best solution is to have a final end of the season. Completely out of my hands. And it's I think we dealt with that competition in our scheduling up until now very well, and we'll continue to do or try to make the right decisions. But I just don't think there's a right or wrong. It is what it is, and we'll deal with it, and we're doing that.
Yeah, you did. I mean, people were saying you guys stayed afloat, and you guys did much more than that. But now you have multiple games in hand. How do you view games in hand?
Yeah, opportunities to send messages and to put points on the board and to solidify our position.
Coming out of it's not just the emotional toll, but the physical toll. Sergi had to come out of that game. Obviously, we saw Aaron had a tough injury. How are you guys physically dealing with that?
Yeah, we're a few guys short, but what that means is opportunities for other guys to show not only what they can do, but to make arguments for themselves to consistently be in the starting lineup. So it's also pretty natural in professional sports. So I'm looking for an answer for those guys. From those guys, sorry.
This is a quick question. It's not just germane to Atlanta, but a lot of teams in MLS great at home, very tough time on the road. Like, is there reasons for it in MLS? Like, specifically, not every team struggles with that by any means, but a lot of teams do that are really tough to beat at home, but then they just have a hard time on the road.
Well, I think if you compare it to other leagues, it'd be interesting to see what the actual real numbers are. So I don't want to get into discussion without knowing the actual facts. But off the top of my head, I would say that the travel situation in our league is different than any other league. And that could be a reason. There are different surfaces too. Certainly teams who play with turf at home, and Atlanta's one of them. It's a completely different game for them, always at home, as it is for other teams. Those are just two of the first thoughts that come to my head. But I think it would take a longer discussion when you really sit down and look at each league and map out exactly how many points per game teams get on the road and at home, and what are the actual differences. But I think those are two big reasons.
Any questions on Zoom? Go with Justin Rosenman. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Of course, the quick turnaround is a different aspect, but with this being your first real big disappointment as the coach, of course, with the incredible success last year, there weren't many. I'm just wondering what your coaching philosophy is in terms of dealing with that with the team. Is it something that you give a speech about, you talk about, or do you leave it to the leaders of the team to talk about?
Real big disappointment those are your words, not mine. Not once have I talked about it being disappointing or a failure. So I'm not really understanding the necessity of that. We've lost games before. We lost the final. It hurts, sure, but I'm very proud of the group for the Champions League run and what they've achieved already in the MLS season this year. It's been pretty good. Very good, actually. And so I don't think there's anything needed. Now, 5 weeks down the road, if we've lost every game up until then, then you can ask the question again. But for now, there's no need for that.
We'll go to Andy Diosa.
Hey Steve, the final was Giorgio Chiellini's first game back in a while. What was that extended injury about, and is he fully fit moving forward for you guys?
Yeah, he's back. I'm not going to get into detail about injuries. That's between the players and the doctors. But he's back. He's ready to go and eager to get on the field. And he was eager before the second leg of the final to get back on the field. And I thought the half he played was excellent. So there's very, very little communicating going on with Giorgio. He'll tell you exactly how he's feeling and how he's doing. And I think for all of us too, it's pretty easy to see it on his face. It's written all over his face. So he's been a joy to be around for this past year.